Hey, and welcome to AvidMax Tying Tuesdays. My name is Brady, and today we're going to show you how to tie the Parachute Adams dry fly. So we're going to use a few different materials on this. We're going to start with our U-Series hook. This is the U001. It's a great dry fly hook. You can get it in a variety of sizes and tie quite a few different patterns on it. We're going to use, for our parachute post, I'm going to use the McFlylon Poly Pro. Very nice material, easy to use. And then we're going to dub our body with a traditional Adams gray superfine dubbing. And then we'll finish it off. Both our tail and the hackle around the post are going to be whiting, a grizzly and brown hackle kind of merged together. Okay, so the first thing we're starting with this is the U-Series, Umpqua U-Series hook. This is the U001. Nice thing about the U-Series hooks is they have a very simple outline of what hooks are what, if they're a dry fly application, if they're a nymph application, and so on. They help you kind of learn based on how they size their hooks. So I'm going to start, this is the Danville denier or 6/0. This is the gray. And I'm just going to start my thread here and then prepare to tie in our parachute posts. So this is that McFlylon material. It's great material because it's easy to use, and it also is very buoyant and helps keep your fly upright. So we'll start by tying it in right at the front end here. And then we'll pull it up and kind of work a ramp behind it to get it to stand upright the way that we need it to here. So a few wraps in front there, and then we'll wrap behind and just work with the material, get it to position the way that you want it to as you begin to set it in place here. So it's similar to building a ramp behind some lead wire, if you've ever done that on weighted nymphs. Kind of helps build a taper as well in doing this. So once we kind of have that ramp going, then we'll come back and begin to go around our parachute post here. Just like so. So a few wraps around it to lock it in and kind of keep it up right there. Just play with it, get it to seat the way that you want it to. And with this material, it's quite easy to do that. Traditionally, this fly is tied with calf tail for the parachute post, but you can use a variety of materials. I like this poly post material. You can also use some Antron yarn or a few different things there. So we're going to go back, we're going to tie in our tail now that we got our post set. And for this, I'm using a combination of both grizzly and brown hackle there, and I just stacked a couple of feathers and made sure that the tips align there. I'm going to try and avoid using a hair stacker on these by simply pulling them off of the quill kind of at the same time here. So we'll grab our barbels and just pull them backwards and turn them free. And then if we keep them positioned well in our hand, and you can see we get fairly good lining of our tips. If you want to stack them, go for it. It's going to give you the best point of your tail, but I find that to be pretty sufficient for this pattern. So I'm going to measure it right at the hook length of our body there, and then convert that measurement back and tie it in right on the back here. And you can always adjust it if you need to. Make your tail a little longer, a little shorter. That looks pretty good there, so we're just going to lock that down. And then come back up, and I'm going to actually just leave that hackle there it is there and use it to kind of help build my taper on the body. Some people like to tie in their hackle for the parachute post before wrapping their body here. I always do it after because it tends to get in my way, just like the post is right now. But having that hackle there as well can get in the way. So we'll see, we'll do that here in a second once we kind of do our body. So this is the super fine Adams gray, appropriate for the pattern, obviously. You can do it a little bit lighter and use, kind of a PMD, or a blue dun rather, super fine as well. But we'll stick with the Adams gray, and with just a little bit of our Loon High Tack Thallax here, we'll get our dubbing loop going, and work on our taper. So starting from the back, and just moving forward, keep a nice tight dubbing loop. This fly goes back a long time. It's been around forever. It's a great dry fly. I think anybody that's fly fished should throw the parachute at them at some point because it's just so effective in many different situations. So now that we're close to that parachute post, I'm going to come in and get my hackle tied down. So I'm using the whiting hackle today. This is the high and dry from them. It's a great hackle option. You can tie, it has a variety of sizes on it, from 10 to 18, they say on the high and dries. You get most of the feathers on it are going to be 14 to 16, so that for the pattern that I'm doing today is appropriate. The whiting has such a great variety of hackles. There's so many to choose from. They've been doing it just for such a long time. They've really kind of perfected the art of genetic hackles. So we're happy to have them in stock at AvidMax. You can stop by and pick your own cape or pick them out online, and we're happy to send them to you. So what I did here with my my two hackles, I'm doing the grizzly and the brown again. Tied it on the side, and then I'm going to clip off my butt ends here, and then I'm actually going to tie it down to the post as I go around here. So I'll lift them up, clear out some of those barbels because they're going to get stuck. And then start to wrap around the post, just like so. So I'm going clockwise and over under this hackle here just to kind of bring it up on the post, because we are going to wrap it around the post and not around the shank of the hook. So tie that in nice and secure, just like so. And then we can come in and finish off some of our dubbing here. And another unique thing about this is how we're going to finish this fly, and we'll see that here in just a few minutes. So finish off the taper here behind the post, and then we'll actually jump in front as well and dub the front end, or the head of our fly. Just like so. So we're going to leave our thread here right in front of our post, and then we're going to prepare to wrap our hackle. And so traditionally you would go around the hook shank, as I mentioned, but we're going to just do 4 wraps or so around our post. So go, kind of hold your post up and just keep it going down for your first wrap. And then to keep it locking down, I always go up and over that just slightly, and kind of figure 8 up and down over that. So once you get a comfortable amount of hackle there, 3 or 4 wraps, then you can capture it. And we're going to capture it against the post with a few wraps here. And then we can clip out our butt ends and prepare to do our whip finish here. Being careful to clip those butt ends without clipping our barbels that we want there. Okay, I'm also going to trim out my parachute post a little bit. So you can play with your length on this, but I like to clip it to be about 1/2 of the hook shank, just like so. And then when we're coming in with our whip finish, we're actually going to still do this around our parachute post. So we'll do one. Be a little tricky, but you know, you do it a few times and you kind of get used to this angle of a whip finish there. Just keeps it nice and clean, hides away those extra thread wraps, and leaves a nice head on the parachute Adams there. So with that also I'm going to add just a little bit of the Zap Gap. This is the CA Plus, the medium. I really like this combination of the Zap Gap. It's easy to work with and it dries very quickly. So we'll go underneath our Hackle there and just add a little bit of dab of a Zap Gap for durability. Keep that from coming undone. Just like so. Clip out a few of these barbels that I trapped. Thread wraps. And it is all done. There's your completed Parachute Adams dry fly. Thanks for watching. Be sure to give us a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. If you have a fly you'd like to see us tie in the future, leave us a comment below. For more fly fishing and outdoor related videos, subscribe to the AvidMax YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you out there.
My heart over my mind, I'm not over